Hello and welcome to Mr. Red Dragon 543, and today we're going to teach you how to capture monsters in Monster Hunter World. Now, I'm going to tell you some tips and tricks so that way you're not having a hard time. Now, this will mostly benefit you the same way in high rank and low rank. So it's just a matter of things. Now, with some monsters in high rank, they still do follow some of the same rules as low rank, but later on monsters will be a little more different. So there's that. So let's see what I'm going to do. So gotta always get my equipment out. I have some trap tools in my box. I never really have to make traps. It's pretty good like that. So with Rotoban, his self. So sometimes he'll kind of just roll around like, hey, you guys. Alright, so Kensex or Incesclave is what I'm using, but it doesn't matter. Come on. Oh, that sucked. Okay, hold on. Okay. This is kind of a bad way to start off the tutorial, don't you think? Yeah, it is. Sorry. So I'm going to let you guys know right now. You know, you don't have to be too OP for monsters like this. In fact, it is okay if, you know, you're, going to go ham on him. Oh, come on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say something. So if you notice, in agitation mode, if you look in the bottom corner, right beside the minimap, okay? So you can kind of tell when they're agitated by the minimap because their life will kind of, like their, not life, their heart monitor, or their monitor will be very high. Sorry. Yeah. So if their monitor goes orange, that means their agitation. If they're a standard blue, now, if you look on the map, there should be a few things to note. So, with Odoganon, he's... I don't know. Did he drop anything? Okay, no, he didn't. If he did, it probably might show up. Yeah. Now, there's two things I want to say. With the traps, you want to always be prepared. Alright, so let's fuck him up. And we already cut off his tail, good. Now, with him, it's always good to bring him here too, because you can kind of just like get him. Alright. I'm pretty sure that's where the agility comes in. Okay, maybe not. Okay, what the heck? Yeah, some of the monsters are very weird when it comes to the agility part. Now, you want to pay attention here because you will kind of see up here in a minute that he will start going into skull and crossbones mode. And that's important. because as soon, yeah, so there's his agitation. Now the problem with agitated monsters is they might be harder to trap. I don't know why this is. So you might have to wait for the cooldown. Because for some reason I have tried to capture Antoinette, and if you notice too, he does have piercing pods. Okay, yeah, he's dropped quite a bit actually. I think he's actually really ready to capture. You can do it in two ways. You can either use the piercing pods, or you can just do this. Alright, so 1, 2. Okay. So there's, if you notice that there was free piercing pods there, the piercing pods drop after a certain amount of time for the monsters. Now, for most monsters, what's good is, so with most monsters, okay, they drop piercing pods, usually after 2 for sure on crap. Yeah, so after 2 on after 2 piercing pods drop, it means that they're for sure to capture on low rank. But another tip that you should use is make sure that you can, sometimes some monsters are ready to capture when they go to bed. Usually that's a good sign. But the only problem is some monsters are very hard to capture because they are agitated. Now I don't know if that is always been in Monster Hunter. I don't know if like it's a chance of failing or whatnot, but I remember I was battling Anjanath, and for some reason, like, I've had it drop all the piercing pods it had on Skull, and for some reason it would not drop it. Like, it would not capture it properly at all. And so, like, I was really confused. And so, yeah, so that is a thing to kind of be aware of the fact that, like, that can happen. But yeah, so this has been my capturing tutorial, and I hope you guys had a good one. Bye.